Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed split one of our conversation with Arman Sood, co-founder of Sleepy Owl Coffee. In split two, we will be talking more about his entrepreneurial journey, and there's a very interesting rapid fire round in the end. Do share your feedback if you're liking our content, if you're liking these split episodes. Please do ensure you're leaving your feedback in the comments section. But for now, enjoy our split two of our conversation with Arman Sood. So, moving on to the next segment of the podcast, Arman, where we would want to know more about your entrepreneurial journey. You started very young, right? I guess in age of around 24, 25, if I'm correct.
Yes, yes,
Yep. And from
yes.
law school to entrepreneurship in a space which was totally unknown to you guys, right? What was the trigger point which pushed you guys to become an entrepreneur and get into this space?
So we actually started much younger. So when I joined law school in 2010, I met my co-founder Ashwajeet, and in 2012, 2 years into law school, a year and a half into law school, we launched a bar accessory company where we
Okay.
imported bar accessories from China, and beer pong tables, beer bongs, whiskey stones, ice shot glasses, the range of funky bar and party accessories.
Yeah.
And we launched our first startup, and we ran that during our time at law school itself, and
Mhm.
it was a phenomenal learning experience. And we felt that we learned a lot about the basics of starting a business, and that was the trigger point actually for us to decide that we want to be entrepreneurs and not lawyers.
Yeah.
And once we graduated from law school, we continued to work at startups, where we were in positions of branding, marketing, PR, operations, just picked up roles where we felt we'd have an interest, and we joined the startup world. But I think that itch of wanting to do your own thing, start your own business, that was still there,
Yeah.
and we wanted to scratch that itch. And we started researching on what are the ideas that we could work on, what are the problems that we could solve, and we were keen on exploring the F&B space, because I think as my co-founder's answer to your earlier question would be Rajma Chawal, mine is Chole Bhature. Clearly, we are both foodies, right? So we felt that the food and beverage space is where we would like to launch something. We didn't have a specific idea. It wasn't specifically coffee at that point. But the more we were researching and trying to understand what to do,
Yeah.
we realized that one of the pain points that we were facing in our day was like the accessibility and availability of a great quality cup of coffee. And
Yeah.
we said, okay, why not research that? And when we researched that, we said, okay, this is it. This is what we're going to do.
Right. Your team is a fairly young team, right? And the team is growing with every passing day, which means that you're hiring
Correct.
and you're collaborating with more and more people every day. And
True.
so when you're saying that you're collaborating with people and whenever you are hiring more people, it's really important that you look for the kind of qualities that people have versus the kind of brands or the kind of organizations they are from. So what is your hiring strategy? How do you look? What do you look at when you're collaborating with partners?
Okay, so I think one of the I'll answer it in two parts. First is the hiring strategy, and the second is on collaborations with other folks. On the hiring strategy, I think earlier on in the journey, our hiring strategy, at least let's say year zero to year 4 or year 3, was more around hiring very very young talent. Essentially, we had a very strong internship program, and we'd hire interns who worked with us in the summer and the winter, and then most of these guys would finish college and come back and join us straight out of their university, and Sleepy Owl would probably be their first job in the real world, right?
Yeah.
And that strategy worked really well for us, and it was we've had some great candidates who've come and worked with us. But as we are growing and we are hitting the next half of the decade, right, we are more focused now on hiring people with industry experience,
Right.
depending on the roles that we are hiring for,
Sure.
because I think it is important for us to now work with people much older to us, with industry experience, so that they can come and add value to what we're doing today. Having said that, it's a fine balance of fresh graduates and veterans in the industry. In terms of
Correct.
collaborating with people, we've always, like, while our yes, we want to scale, we want to grow, and we want to work with the biggest people in the industry, right? It is also about working with the right people who appreciate and understand, our products and what we're doing, right? So
Absolutely.
cold brew education, or education about the kind of products that we're building, is not limited to our customers. It's
Yeah.
also has to be done for all our partners and vendors. So be it a hotel, be it a cafe, be it a bakery, be it a retailer, right?
Yep.
They too need to be educated about the product, so that they can effectively select it for their portfolio of products and help us resell it and reach the end customer, right?
Yeah.
So many a times, like, our product is rejected or not selected because the partner does not have an understanding of what is cold brew. Why is it
Yeah.
different?
Yeah.
Why is it not a milkshake which is ultra sweet, right? A coffee flavored milkshake that is ultra sweet, right?
Yeah.
So that is also an ongoing challenge, and we like to select our partners wisely, because you don't want to end up with stock that is with someone who is unable to move it because of this reason. So yeah, it's the consumer education has been the biggest challenge, and consumer and partner education, I would say, has been the biggest challenge for us, which we are still working hard to overcome.
Yeah. As an entrepreneur, the way you have built the entire category, right? You've literally taken good time to analyze how it's growing, whether the customer is accepting the product or not, because it's a completely new idea. Cold brew was never known to people, and gradually you have introduced more products, right? Instead of just bombarding everything on the customer, you've taken good time to understand what the market is, what the consumer preferences are, and then you've moved forward. So are you as an individual more of a person who believes in planning or someone who believes more in faster execution?
I think it's a bit of both. We execute. I don't think we execute as fast as we should sometimes, but I think that for example, like, we broadly know and have the final products. You know, Something that I'm trying today, let's say, that will launch 6 months from now, right?
Yeah.
So we already, we are planning for the future. But if I want, I could execute this in 30 days, but I'll probably wait for 90,
Yeah.
so that we perfect it, right? We're not in a hurry to put things out in the market that we're not confident about,
Right.
just to show numbers. It is about taking our sweet time to launch really good products that are innovative and different, right? Because, like you said, there is so much competition in the market now. There are so many players in the space, right? And
Yeah.
while that's great for the category, it does not necessarily mean it's great for Sleepy Owl. So we have to be on our toes and set the benchmark and the standard for what others are going to do, right? So yeah, from that perspective, like, we are a mix of planners and executors.
I think that's the perfect balance, right? As a founding team, that's the best combination you can have. But what were your early day learnings like, which you feel are still helping you as an entrepreneur, Arman?
I think some of my early day learnings that we still swear by are, like, the hustle continues at whatever stage you're at, right? Like, whether we were three co-founders living in a small flat together, doing everything ourselves,
Yeah.
and today we have a big team that is there to support and help us. But that doesn't change our attitude towards work, or our attitude towards how we are involved with things and how we execute things. I think that hustle is there, and still there, and I think it'll be there for the journey, my entrepreneurship journey, not just the Sleepy Owl journey, let's say,
Yep.
because I think
Yep.
that hustle is very important. Um, I think we really value in our early days, the customers that we acquired, that we are personally in touch with as founders. We talk to them, we get feedback from them, and I think at every stage of the journey, we try to be very close to what our customers are saying and talking, and that has helped us, because I think our customers really value the personalization that they get with Sleepy Owl, right?
Absolutely.
And that's helped us, in a big way. in a very very big way to have the customer loyalty that we do, right? And I think the third important thing is to be focused, right? I
Yep.
mean, I think we will launch a slew of interesting and innovative products, but at the same time, we when we started out, were confused about, okay, should we open a cafe, should we open a kiosk, should we do FMCG, should we do this, सब करते हैं कुछ नहीं करते हैं, so then we decided that, yeah, we have to work to our strengths. We work
Yep.
to what makes us different, right? And so I think every time there are a lot of distractions as to all the wonderful things that we want to do and can do. But I think sometimes taking a step back and being laser focused on what is the best for you is most important, right?
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
think that's very important. Yeah.
And in all these 5 years, as co-founder of Sleepy Owl, if you were to go back in time and change one thing, what would that be?
Uh, I would. So I think we spent, maybe 2016 to 18, with a product that we were only delivering in Delhi NCR, and it was just a single SKU, right? I
Yep.
think I would have scaled slightly faster. Launched the brew packs and the hot brew slightly sooner in the journey.
Yep.
So that we would have a more of a head start or be there. I think it took us, a solid 2.5 years to figure out what's going on. We're not from the FMCG or F&B industry, and we were just problem solvers who found a problem in our lives and wanted to solve it. So I think that 2.5 years of learning and slow growth could be condensed down to a 6 month period, and we'd have a much better head start. But that's a part of the journey, so I'm not complaining.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, since you asked, I would change that and think about that.
No, I think the journey has been pretty eventful for you guys, obviously. And a lot of it is obviously because of the current COVID times. A lot of startups have literally taken a hit. But when I was looking at some of the information which is available on the internet, I think you guys were able to get out of it very quickly with your website going live, and you were able to deliver products much faster by being on Facebook and being on social. I think you were able to take care of that at least.
Yeah,
Great.
so we are a website first company, right? We are a direct to consumer website first company, and we've always been. So one of the things that I mentioned in those 2.5 years when we were slowly growing, right, all
Yeah.
our customers were direct to customer consumers, right? D2C might be it's a big buzzword today, but we've been D2C, all of 2016, 17, 18, and even now. It was only in the last 24 months that we have Amazon, Big Basket, Flipkart as channels where
Yeah.
we sell. But we have a strong, customer base on our direct-to-consumer website. And when the lockdown happened, and most of these platforms were also figuring out, how to continue to operate, we were available for our customers and were selling to them directly. And I think that really helped us.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. That brings us to the last part of the podcast, Arman. It's a rapid fire round. Uh, I'm going to ask few questions. You need to select, one answer. I've tried to
Uh,
keep it as easy as possible, but let's see.
sure.
Great. So let's start with the rapid fire. Uh, Out of these two coffees, which one would you choose? Cold brew or hot brew?
Cold brew.
Awesome. Uh, Coffee products for niche market or coffee product for masses?
Coffee products for the niche market.
Okay. And why would that be? Well, while I know it's a rapid fire, but it'd be great to capture your perspective on this.
So, I mean, I think coffee products for the niche market, because I think that's where the innovation is, right?
Yeah.
That's where we are really doing some next level product development and innovation and bringing something that the market hasn't seen before at all. Coffee products for the mass market, I feel, already exist, and yes, there is a lot of scope for improvement in that, and we will come to that later. But right now, what's exciting is to do things that are new for the customers, brand new, not an
Sure. Yeah.
incremental improvement on what exists, but something that's unbelievable and unheard of. So yeah.
Right. Great. And this takes me back to the memory lane. So the wine box packaged cold brew coffee or brew your own batch. Which one would you choose?
the wine box packaged, brew box coffee. Only if it had, the scale of the brew packs.
Yeah. But I think it was a very unique concept, at least for us in India, right?
Yeah,
No one was delivering products in that fashion. I
true.
clearly remember when I made my first purchase of the brew box, and I had it in office. Everyone was actually fascinated. The first thing which they were fascinated was obviously the box packaging, because it had a tap and you were able to just pour a cup for yourself. I think that was a brilliant innovation at that point in time.
Thank you.
Great. The last one, Sleepy Owl in more retail stores or Sleepy Owl Cafe?
Sleepy Owl in more retail stores.
And we need your perspective on this.
The reason is that, like I said, right, you can't be everything for everyone, right? I can't
Yeah.
be in retail stores and manage a cafe and available online, and it's a whole spectrum of things, right? So one of the mistakes that we made was trying to open a small kiosk or a cafe, etc., etc., and we got distracted from the retail play, right? So if I were to focus on one and do that very, very well, it would be the retail store right now. Never say never to the cafe or anything else, right? But for now, in this moment, Sleepy Owl in more retail stores.
Awesome. Great. Bob, before we wrap up, Arman, one learning which you would want to share with our listeners, uh, if you can share one learning with everyone.
I would say, don't be scared of starting up. Don't be scared of trying new, ideas that come to your mind, right? Definitely to enjoy the startup journey, you have to get your feet wet. You can't be standing on the edge and slowly dipping 1 foot at a time into the river and expect anything. You have to dive into the river and swim against the
Yeah.
tide to really, really grow something. I don't believe, like, the saying Sleepy Owl is a success or anything of that sort. I think that what's happened has happened in the last 5.5, 6 years of work, right? It's not an overnight journey, and for everybody, if you are launching something, have the patience and the perseverance to see it through. So and to see it through and to do well, you have to be all in. You can't
Yeah.
be half and half out and expect results. So that's my 2 cents to new entrepreneurs.
Great. Thank you so much, Aman. That brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out right between the product launch. I think whatever you've shared has been very insightful. A great product. I think the team is doing wonderfully well.
Thank
There
you
are
so much.
loyal customers like me who have been consuming only Sleepy Owl coffee, and thank you so much for making us addicted to it. Uh, and thank you so much for
My pleasure, absolutely. Cheers, Parv. It was great being on
shares.
this session with you, and I absolutely enjoyed it.
Well, that brings us to the end of split two of our conversation with Arman Sood. I hope you're liking these split episodes. Idea is to bring as much content as possible in the most crisp manner. Please ensure you leave your feedback in the comments section. Like the video if you really like the content, and subscribe to the channel if you have not.